Hello, today I'm going to talk about Jean Piaget's theory, and my name is Monica Dunn. His theory was based on cognitive development of children, and he believed that every child was born with the ability to interact and make sense of their environment. He also believed that children use schemes to make sense of their environment, and a scheme is the mental pattern. He also believed that children use adaptation and assimilation in order to develop these schemes. And an adaptation is the process of adjusting schemes in response to the environment, whereas assimilation is the process of understanding a new object in terms of the existing scheme. He believed that there were four different stages. The first stage was sensory motor, and this happened between birth to 2 years old. And in this stage, the major accomplishment was object permanence. And this is where children realize that just because an object is not in their line of sight, it still exists. Also, these children also progress towards goal-directed behavior. In the pre-operational stage, this happens from 2 to 7 years old, and they learn how to use symbols. They learn how to use the alphabet in order to represent something. Their thinking is egocentric, and this means that they believe that everyone in the world has the same point of view and thinks exactly like they do. Also, children in this stage are have thinking that is centered, and that means that they only concentrate on one aspect of the situation or problem. The third stage is the concrete operational stage, and this happens from 7 to 11 years old. These children begin to think logically. They can also think in reverse. For instance, if you ask somebody in the pre-operational stage what 1 plus 2 is, they can tell you 3. However, if you ask them what 2 plus 1 is, they do not know the answer. So in the concrete operational stage, they could tell you that 1 plus 2 is 3, and they could tell you that 2 plus 1 is 3. Also, people in the concrete operational stage learn about conservation. So if you have two different glasses that are different sizes, but you pour 8 ounces of milk into each one, they can tell you that there's the same amount of milk in each glass, although because of the shape of the glass, one looks like it has more. Also, in the concrete operational stage, thinking becomes starts to be decentered, so they can start thinking on more than one aspect of the problem, but there is no abstract thinking in the concrete operational stage. And lastly is the former operational stage, and this happens between 11 years to adulthood. And in this stage, abstract thinking is possible, and a lot of times, if they're trying to find an answer to something, they use systematic experimentation in order to solve unknown problems or problems that the answer is unknown to. It should be noted that Piaget thought that not all adults reach the formal operational stage. Also, there are applications of his theory in the classroom. He suggests we use props. He suggests we keep the directions short, and we keep the directions short for those who are in the centered stage, the pre-operational stage where their thinking is centered. We also do not need to let or expect the students to see another's point of view, and this is for the students who are stuck in the egocentric stage, which is also the pre-operational. And we need to understand that words have different meanings to different students, and we were told this in our PD, or professional development, at the beginning of the year. We were told when we were making our rules to be careful with the word respect, because not all students had the same definition for respect. And also, we need to have hands-on practice for the students. And in conclusion, Piaget's theory was based on his personal observations of his own kids and other children. Now, there is some criticism on his theory, and it is due to now research is showing that children are more competent than Piaget once believed, and also children develop different tasks in different ways. And in order to combat this criticism, there are now neo-Piagetian views, And these views are based on specific tasks instead of the stages. So they put students in groups based on the tasks that they are able to achieve instead of the different stages. All right, thank you.